Right. Welcome everybody, to our today's webinar, avoiding the metric trap with OKRs and KPIs. It actually would be like a webinar. Before that, we were running more like workshop style, but we decided to change slightly a dynamic. So we will talk more today, but we will also encourage you in some places to step in and also share your experience, your thoughts, and your ideas. Few words about us. My name is Yegor. I'm working as staff agile coach, actually also as technical program manager at Delivery Hero. I also partner with Mitra in our small consulting company Execute On, and we collaborate closely with Oboard company, but about this a bit further. Originally from Ukraine, from Kiev, right now live in Berlin for more than 5 years. Yeah, I'm experienced in agile. Also coaching, facilitation, and training. Yeah, I have one cat and
Yeah. And I am Dima, partner of Igor. Yes, in our small consulting company, Execute On, helping companies with strategy execution, organizational changes. Yeah, worked with many of the companies. Also from Ukraine, Kiev, the last 2 years in Copenhagen. I now have a very full, big engagement in Novo Nordisk, a big pharma company, probably. Yeah, some of you have heard about this company. Yes, married, have 2 kids, and have a dog.
all right. A bit about experience. As we said, we have small consulting company, so we work with different companies you can see on the screen across different countries. Also, team organized OKR Accelerator, um, and he in OKR Mentors, and we have this nice meetup group strategy execution about OKRs and not only and beyond. And today we go beyond OKRs and we will discuss the KPIs. Yeah, so it's in short about our expertise. All right, as I mentioned, we also partner with Oboard, and yeah, Margot, you can chip in.
Thank you, guys. I'm very happy to be here today. I work for Oboard. We are an OKR software which helps companies across all over the world manage their OKRs and be successful. We have customers from different countries, from different industries. We work with the quite technical companies. We work with game development studios. We work with the financial institutions. All of them are very successful with the OKRs, and we would love to help you if you'd get interested. I'll share my LinkedIn and our email. So if you'd be interested about the tool, please get in touch.
Yes, and here if you can see about the board distribution and how to find. And shortly about agenda for today. So we will start with what is the difference between OKRs and KPIs, then what makes a good metric or a KPI, and how we can bring them together closer, okay, so how they can work together, and then we do some closing.
Yeah, so I think we can go to our meat of our webinar. So, and the third thing, we would like to discuss the difference between OKRs and KPIs, because from our experience, companies quite often mix them, or they just do not know how to when to use OKRs, KPI, or they say it's the same. Yeah, so let's look at this. And I would like to hear from you, how do you see the difference between OKRs and KPIs? And for this, you will need to unmute and say a few words. So, yeah, anyone who would like to say, and I will just put it on a sticky notes. Yeah, okay, Kyung, and nice to see you, Kyung. You should win the. We should have a prize for for the one who are attending the most of our webinars. So yes, OKR negotiated. What about KPIs? Are they negotiated or not? Goal versus metric. Okay, yeah, interesting. So like goal OKR and then metric is KPI. Yeah, so this is the idea. I will just write down. Yeah. No, it's fine. Yes, you are up for more listening today.
OKRs will have a time range associated with them. KPIs, for them, time dimension makes no sense other than for measurement, of course, but I'm talking about using them. For KPIs, it just doesn't matter. It can exist before even the creation of the humankind, or even after we're all extinct.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, thank you, Mauro. So yeah, OKRs are time bound, definitely, and KPIs are the metric. Yes, there is no reason to time it bound. Yes, it's as we will see more in the future. It's more like a health indicator. Cool. Okay. Yeah, just to spark your thoughts on this. And then I have this metaphor that I quite often show to show the difference between KPI and OKRs. So let's say we are a sailing boat, yeah, or we are a small company, and the level of water, yeah, drinking water, the level of medicine, the level of fuel if we have an engine is our like health indicators of our boat, and this is like a KPIs. Yeah, this is that we need to monitor, and if it goes down, then we are in danger. And when we are on this boat, we would like to go somewhere and explore some lands or islands, and this is what we can put OKRs for. Yeah, something that we would like to change from the state where we are. So we are in this sea, and then we would like to go to another sea. So we can put an OKR that will help us to describe the change we would like to achieve. And at the same time, we monitor our health indicators, yeah, in order to get there. And then we can also have a vision, which is a long-term statement where we would like to be inspirational. And this is where OKRs actually help us to get to. So this is like a steps towards the vision. So this is one of the metaphors that can help you to see the difference. And then if we look at each of them, so what are the OKRs? So it's a goal setting approach. And right now it's the most popular goal setting approach in the world. Yeah, a lot of companies are using it. You can also use it for private goal setting. And it pairs two things, declarative goals, yeah, an objective, and measurable markers like a success criteria on how you will know that you are achieving these objectives. And when we are talking about OKRs and key results, these measurable markers, quite often we would like to focus on outcomes. We will talk a bit more later. What is the difference between outputs and outcomes? But we would like to focus on outcomes, the value things, yeah, that will tell us whether we are achieving these declarative goals or not. And then the OKRs itself, you can explain in 5 minutes, but what is difficult is actually to create a culture in the company that supports this change that is expressed by OKRs. It helps to align teams and individuals, yes, with measurable outcomes. Also, quite often it's we are going for aggressive yet realistic goal setting approach. So how Google it use, if they achieve 70%, then it's wow, great. Yes, we did a great job. So we would like to make them a bit more aggressive and not conservative. It fosters a culture of accountability and continuous improvement. Yeah, and what we call OKRs is that they bridge the gap between strategy and execution. So OKRs are not strategy. You still need to have a strategy analysis of your market, competitors, of your product or service, yes, where you would like to go what directions, but then to express it in very concise and clear form, you can use OKRs, yes, a declarative goal, and then the measurable indicators, key results. And execution is actually your initiatives, what you will do. So OKRs is bridging the gap between strategy and execution. Yeah, and here you can see the OKR anatomy. Even we have only objectives and key results in the acronym OKR. There is a third part initiatives. Yeah, so objectives, we set in the direction what we would like to achieve, what we would like to change, where we would like to sail with our boat. Key results is how we will know that we are actually reaching the goal. Yeah, and initiatives, what exactly will we be doing in order to achieve it. Yeah, so 3 parts. And then when we look at the KPIs, so KPIs are performance health metrics, yes, that look at different business sides. And the key message is, of course, our challenge is how to find out what metrics make sense, which ones are reflecting in the best way our ongoing performance, not to have a lot of them. And this is where Igor in a brief moment will share you different types of KPIs and what are the good ones and not. So KPIs, they are about health metrics, they are day-to-day business health. It says often quantitative, but actually like it's 99% it will be quantitative, if not 100%, yes, and not qualitative. Of course, it can influence objective and priority. So if we see that our water, if we back to the analogy, we are on this boat and we see that our KPI of the level of drinking water goes down, yes, it will affect where we are going. We will need to go to the place where we get the water, yes. Yeah, and so the main difference between KPIs and OKRs is that KPIs are about health, business, they are health business metrics, and OKRs are about change. And saying this, what may happen is that the same metric can actually be used as a KPI and also OKR. What I mean, so let's say our current SLA for our product service level agreement is we keep it on 99.5. Yeah. So, and we are monitoring on this level. Yeah. So our KPI is SLA level, and we know it's 99.5. And let's say we monitor it for half a year, we are good. And then for some reason, we would like to change it. We say it's not good enough. Our competitors is getting better, and we have problems with having it 99.5. We need to go to 99.9. So this is about change. And when it's about change, we can use it as one of the key results on the OKR, yeah, where the objective will be increase service level availability, and then one of the key results will be to increase it from 99.5 to 99.9. Yeah, so what I wanted to show here, that the same metric can be actually be in KPI and in OKR, but it's the nature of this metric. So in KPI, it's a health metric that we don't want to go up and down depending on what is the metric. And in OKR, this is what we would like to change in, as was a comment, yes, about time bound in some time. So let's say in half a year, we would like to get to 99.9. Yeah. And the last thing before I will take if there are any questions, I would like also to show on the example of Netflix. So Netflix has, let's say, Vision becomes the #1 platform in the world by user content watch time. Yeah. So this is their vision where they would like to be. Probably they're already there. And then the OKR is, okay, but what we would like to change. Yes, again, OKR is about change. What we would like to change, what we would like to focus what are the most important changes we would like to do in the, let's say, upcoming year. Yeah, again, time bound. And then they say, yeah, okay, we need to increase user engagement through personalized content in 2025. So this is the objective that they are setting. And then they are putting key results about average monthly watch time, new original series with a quality parameter, and about churn rate. Yeah, so this is about the change and which will align teams and individuals in the Netflix on what to work on. And then at the same time, they have KPIs. They need to have KPIs while they are changing to make sure that we do not break the company. While we are sailing on our boat to a new sea, we are monitoring that we have a drinking water, we have medicine, we have a food, etc. Yeah, so at the same time, while they are doing change, they're monitoring their KPIs. And of course, they have many KPIs. Another difference is the number of OKRs and KPIs. So usually you should not have many of OKRs because it's about significant changes, about focus. So ideally you don't have more than 3 OKRs on the level. Yeah, if it's company level, no more than 3 OKRs. Less is more. If the department, no more than 3 OKRs. And KPIs, you may have a lot of them. You may have a big dashboard where you with color coding monitoring on how we are doing, how our boat is sailing in the sea. Yeah, so it's about difference between OKRs and KPIs, why they're different. Any questions to this? Yeah, and let me check if there is anything
No,
in the
nothing.
chat. Okay, good. Yeah, then Igor, word to you.
Okay, then we go into the next one. So as Dima mentioned that many times KPIs can go to the key results. It's important that we actually have a good KPIs and good metrics. And that is why we have a separate section and just a bit, we want to deep dive into the what makes a good metric. And question to you, from your experience, what are like qualities of the good metric? So maybe you can also either voiceover or write in the chat, just you can assess briefly in your head your current metrics in your team, department, organization, business.
What an amazing music. Yeah, so I can
Yes.
start with the quality of a good metric. So the thing people often forget about it is like, would it be easy to measure? Would it be not questionable to measure? So again, I work in marketing. We have so many different metrics, and sometimes we decide like, okay, we need to start tracking that, and then realize that we are not that yet. So we do not have all the data, or it requires so much manual effort to measure that. Then people, like they abandon updating this metric. So this what may happen. So it can be a good legitimate number to measure, but yeah, if it's hard to track, so you would run into some issues.
I agree. Thank you for sharing. Anybody else?
Yeah, one more question about the metrics. So I get talking like specifically about KPI metric or like key result metric or like just any metric.
We will get to that. So we just say about the metrics, and then it will be a bit later also what is the difference between metric and what is KPI. So just metric for now. So not any key performance
Okay,
indicator.
any metric.
Yes, any metric. All right, let's do with the first one. So first, quality. So the first one is they need to be comparative. If you able to compare the data between like different, like in this case, like time periods or group of users or maybe competitors, then it will really help you to understand, are you moving in the right direction or not? And here you can see 2 examples. Maybe can let me share the screen?
Yeah, it's small. Yeah, okay, good.
I hope you see. So the bad example, you see like subscription. So what does it mean, this 715? Is it good? Is it bad? Are we improving? Are we not improving? Same for others, like discount, average. So it's not comparative. We couldn't compare with anything. While the good example, in this case, you can see like timeline. So you can see we're going up a bit here. We have some dip and then we go up like visited clicks. So here we can compare and see like the trend and between each other. It's not always should be like timeline, but as I said, like group of users or between kind of like 2 things. And all good metrics or qualities, what I will talk about, it's from very good book. I recommend you to read on Lean Analytics. Use data to build a better startup faster. Even if you don't work in startup, in big organization, you work in team and small, so it's still super uh, book to understand about the different kind of metrics. Because if you remember, the main concept is let me put it on the screen. It's build, measure, and learn. So this book is about learn part. So the next good quality, and very important, they should be understandable. So it really would be, like, first of all, difficult to discuss and to remember if you don't understand what is this metric about, like especially like CVV, MVV. It could be some salespeople or marketing people. They can throw in you different crazy words and you don't understand. What we usually like do with Mitcha, if we like join some company and we work, so we try to create some clear explanation. If we start to like bring new like lead time, so what is a lead time or cycle time or throughput? What exactly does it mean? Why we measure this? So we usually like create some wiki page and then have some sessions with the teams to explain. Otherwise, yeah, it would be really hard to bring any meaningful discussions or improve anything. So yeah, metrics should be understandable. The next important quality, the ratio rate. And I was thinking, how can I explain this in easy way? And then I just remember that recently you shared this on the LinkedIn, this picture that exactly describes the point. So maybe people from Denmark can relate to this, what's going right now between Denmark and the USA, and also Ukraine and every stuff. So like Denmark says, so okay, I gave you 19 hospitals. I hope I pronounced correctly. And like USA like 50. Okay, USA is the best. They gave 50, more than Denmark, like 19. But if you don't see the ratio or compare, because actually it was all hospitals for Denmark, and for United States like 400. So they have more. Sorry, I know we have people from Texas, but just it's but I also have from Denmark.
We love US for the support. We are all nations.
Yes.
So yeah, it's not nothing to say that yes, we're really thankful to US and all nations for support. Yeah.
Yeah, but really shows how ratio really important to explain what actually happens. And same like raw numbers. Another example, like site visit 50,000. So what does it mean? But conversion rates, so when you have compare site visits with purchase, it gives you much better information. So not all metrics, but try to convert them and to find some ratio or rate. The next important quality and the last is they need to change the way you behave. Otherwise, what is the point to track them if you just track them for the sake of tracking, but you never do any changes or any improvements? Yeah, so sometimes you can look on some like dashboards with many metrics and you can ask yourself, what should I do with this? What does it mean? What should I do in response to this? I think we can make a separate webinar just to how to read the metrics and how to read the data. It will be like a completely separate webinar. But whenever you create a metric, just think about it. So what's the change? What behavior you want to change, either in your organization or in your operations or with your customers, etc. Then I would like to give you some, what is the difference between leading and lagging indicators? So maybe before giving you a straight answer, does anybody know the difference between lagging and leading? What is the difference?
I think
Before and after?
Susan, yeah, put in the chat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Predicted and observed. Nice. This one is good.
Yes. That is a good observation. So if we compare, so leading indicators is something we can measure quickly. We can see it right now. It's happening. So if you look at the focus, it's like predictive. It's forward-looking, and the lagging indicator, it's only retrospective. So you did something 3 months ago. You changed the process. You started to do something differently, and you only like in 3 months you can see the difference. Yeah, so to like retrospective backward looking. Yeah, same for the timing, real-time insights. You can have a dashboard like shows right now what is happening, how people visiting your site, etc. But like usually it's reactive after the fact measurements. Examples later. There is no like good or bad. Do you hear me? Did you lose me?
Is it on my side? Or is it on Yegor's side?
We lost you for a bit. Yes, we lost you for a bit.
Okay. It was not my side. So yeah, we lost you for a few last sentences.
Okay.
Igor.
Yeah, so just the use. So there is no like bad or good in leading or lagging. You need to use it both, but you just need to know the difference. And usually it's important to combine them together. So you have, if OKRs, you have an objective, you need to have some leading indicator to see that we're progressing, but also maybe some lagging, because usually lagging is some outcome you actually can get by achieving this objective. And here the example, like leading metric, and here we have pizzeria, so like orders per hour, delivery time, and you influence with this the lagging metric, like customer satisfaction, because you delivered on time, for example, and the customer satisfaction can grow later. And the last thing I want to show a bit like high level, if you just about the metrics, etc. And for me, super useful framework for this, it's fit for purpose. So like different type of metrics. Let me, Diva, maybe you can stop sharing this. I'm sharing screen and we're both sharing.
It's a new feature in Zoom, yeah? Okay. So we can share both of us. Yes, sorry, let me stop. Let me see. Yes, now I will stop. Good. I thought that it stopped when you started to share. Okay.
All right. So actually, they divide your metric like in 4 types, and that is what answer your question, Margo, in the beginning. Do we speak about KPIs or not? Because KPIs are just part of this in this definition. So you have fitness criteria or KPIs, health indicators, improvement drivers. I would say we can say it's AKA, OKRs or key results, and also vanity metrics. Let me quickly go through over all of them. So the most important is your KPIs and fitness criteria. So usually this metric reflects like why customer choose your product or service. So it gives you the like possibility to assess our business or services fit for purpose or not. So for example, if like it's pizzeria, I don't know, it could be like delivery time or quality customer satisfaction. It also depends. We will not give deep also on the customer segmentation, because for example, if I'm tired father after work and I need to have a pizza, for me, it's my priority is to make it fast, because I have kids, maybe a cat and wife who wants to eat quickly, and we don't have time to prepare anything fancy, and we don't want to wait for some fancy restaurant with the highest quality pizza in the whole town to like for 2 hours to wait when it will deliver. For me, Domino pizza in 20 minutes, that is important. And so it could be a fitness criteria. And then if it's delivered in 20 minutes, it's great. So 20, it's like fits. If it's earlier, even better. But if it's like 15 minutes, like it's like unfit for purpose. So you not the best quality because it's like Domino pizza or something. They quick, but it's and also long delivery time, so not fit for purpose. So it's KPIs and customers. So then it's health indicators. So that is what Dima mentioned. So it's also important that we can have many health indicators. We don't need to act on them right now or do anything. So just to monitor your ongoing stability inside of your system or business. Also, usually, like customers not directly care about them, but it could be crucial for operations. Usually, there is no like these thresholds, but some healthy range. So, if in case it was with SLAs with a DEMA case, so for example, it's 99.5. Between 99.9, it's okay. If it's below 99.4, it's already, we need to look into this. Then we have improvement drivers, like OKRs. Also, no need to do. I think Dima already covered this. This again. So these metrics we want to improve, we improve them, and then we transition back to a healthy range. I think there was similar question in the chat. So yeah, we just come back to the healthy range. Yeah, and the last vanity metrics. So these metrics, they don't give any. They can be impressive, but they don't necessarily reflect the real progress or status or what's happening or success. I don't know. For example, in pizza business, how many likes you have on your page or Instagram account, or how many people subscribe. Maybe it's not as good. You can like that you have likes, but does it help that your business is healthy and is everything great? Most probably not. Yeah, and often they mistaken.
I have a good example, sir, Igor, on the vanity metrics. I'm working with a big pharma now, and one of the metrics that was suggested by a team is, these active users, like monthly active users of the product. Yeah, and it looks like, yeah, makes sense. But the problem is that the nature of the product is that user can go to the product, do some study, medical study, and then for half a year do not look at it, and it's totally fine because there is just no reason for it. So if you start measuring monthly active users, it's a vanity metric because it doesn't really say you anything, because the workflow of working with the product is not that you need to be active every day.
Yeah, indeed. Everything depends on your business and operation. So what my vanity metric could be for one company or one context,
yes,
could be a fitness criteria for another company.
Great.
Yeah. So it's very useful framework. So there are many other things inside this framework fit for purpose. Recommend to read about, and they have this part about the metrics, and I think it's a very elegant way to categorize them and to build your like mind map about different types. All right. Any questions about metrics and what makes a good metric? Cool. I think like an action, like a homework, what you can do, you can just assess your current metrics. If they change the way your company you behave, they have some ratio rate, so they're comparable, they're understandable, and also they comparative.
Yeah.
Right. With this,
cool.
let's go and see how we can meet together OKRs and KPIs.
Yes, cool. Thank you, Igor. Yes, and we already started to touch and talk about it, how make work them together, KPI and OKR. Yes, and we see that when we achieve the OKR metric, it can actually move to the KPI. But let's talk a bit more on how to identify these vanity metrics, and also about different from value perspective, different type of metrics. So there might be three types of, from value perspective, or from achievement perspective, three types of metrics. So it might be input, output, and outcome. So input, I am doing something. Yes, for example, I'm creating a training deck for a training program. Okay, then I put it in my thinking process, collaborate with the team. So this is the process part. And then the output is a training program. Yeah, so this is the output. And output still doesn't guarantee the value. So you have a training program, and what? Is it a good quality? Is it fit for purpose for the trainees? And this is what outcome. So output can hopefully then generate the outcome, the value. Yes, that your trainers upskilled and they show a new skills, a higher level in the skills. So this is the three types of also of metrics. And when we talk about OKRs, the key results, quite often we would like them to have as an outcome based, yeah, or output, but not really as input, because we are talking, when we are talking about OKRs, we are talking about change. Yeah, we don't want just to do a lot of initiatives and then we are not sure whether it will help us to achieve the goal. That is why we would like to have as a key results outcome, ideally, yes, that really saying about changing the behavior, bringing the value, or output at least, yes. And here I have a small exercise that I would like to do with the ones who are in Mira and can work in Mira. So let me bring everyone to me. So we have outcome and output. So what you need to do, and there are some stickers. So I would like you to move the stickers. So if you see reduction in employee turnover, what it would be, whether it's outcome or output. Yes. Is it about value or it's still do not guarantee the value? Yeah. So just grab the stickers that you see and yeah, move them around. So let's do this exercise just together. And last, awesome. Everything is right. Yes, so cool. So number of team training hours completed doesn't guarantee the value. Yes, we can train for a month and still do not get any value of it. What is valuable is reduction in employee turnover. Yes, if this is a problem and we would like to work on it, increase in the number of repeat purchases. Yes, this is also an indication. So when we talk about OKRs, we would like to have more outcome key results, not output, because they are describing if we are really close to achieving the goal, the change that we would like to do. Yeah. But the problem with outcomes, as Igor also mentioned about leading lagging indicators, is that the problem is that they are more lagging indicators. It takes time, if I move back, it takes time to understand how what we have did, some actions input, then we achieved output, and it takes time for users to respond to it and to see if we have improved in user satisfaction. So this is one of the drawbacks of the outcomes, because they are more lagging indicators. Yes. And the beauty of input or output is that they are more leading indicators. So the feedback cycle is much shorter, so you can react faster. Yeah. So if you on this picture, we map what we have looked at about OKRs and KPIs, and impact. This is even bigger thing. It's an objective that we would like to achieve. Let's say we would like to be #1 product. Yeah, this is, or we would like to make all people like healthy and etc. So this impact, this the objective. The key results, they are of usually, if you ask any OKR coach, they will talk about that they should be of outcomes, because this is what shows the change in the behavior, whether we actually achieving the objective. Yeah, it can be output, which is like not recommended, but it can be. And then KPIs, then usually they are some really leading indicators. Yes, something like SLA, for example. Yeah, it's very leading indicator. If you put on production some error and your system started to be not available, then you will see it immediately. Yes, it's a leading indicator. And then it will take time for other lagging indicators, I know, user satisfaction, etc. Because user needs to log in, and maybe if he experienced it several, or she experienced it several times, then the user certification will drop. So the question here that I would like us to explore, how to find the right input metrics, the right KPIs that actually has the influence on our outcomes that are lagging indicators. And this is super important question. Otherwise, you might have a lot of vanity metrics, what Igor mentioned it. You have nice, impressive metrics, but are they really helping us to make the impact? We are not sure, because it's a long time. And yeah, we did something months ago and its sudden impact increased. Is it because of this metric or not? We don't know. Yes. So then we may go to the trap of having a lot of metrics that we don't understand how they change the behavior. Yes, what Igor is mentioning. And I would like you to share one of the ways on how you can build this knowledge, how you can build the knowledge of leading indicator, how they influence your outcome lagging indicators. Yes. And for this, we can look at how Amazon does it. So Amazon has a weekly business review. You can actually, if you would be interested afterwards, you can Google. There are a lot of good articles on this. So every week, Amazon leadership team gather, and what they do, they look at 400, 500 metrics that represent the current state of Amazon various business, yes, like a business health, etc. So what they are focusing on, they are focusing on trends, not just the numbers, but is it some metric goes down or up? And they are also trying to understand, okay, if these metrics went up, how in a week my outcome has been influenced. Yeah. So they are trying to understand this correlation. So the process is very simple. So let's say they are adding new output or outcome metric, which is, let's say, user satisfaction or like repeated purchase on Amazon. Yes. So this is the output metric. Then they incentivize leadership team to seek controllable input metrics, the leading indicators, KPIs that actually when we move them, we understand how it influences the outcome. And they do it via trial and error. They are doing a lot of experiments. Oh, let's, I don't know, maybe if page load time will decrease by 5 times, this will help. Or maybe if we start to place 10 products instead of 2 products on a page, it will help. Or if we play with a recommendation algorithm, etc. So they do a lot of trial and error to understand this leading indicator, these KPIs, that will help to drive the OKR, the outcome metric. Yes, and as soon as they get it, they get this understanding of the business, and this is the biggest knowledge that they get. Yeah, and they hold in for this understanding and say, okay, yeah, we need to move this leading indicator up. Then we have a good evidence that it will help with our outcome. Of course, in time it may change, yes, and this correlation may stop working, but until it's working, they will hold to it. This is the biggest knowledge that you might have on how actually to improve on your outcomes. And this is an example how it may be. Yes, so they might have a lot, as I said, a lot of KPIs and different metrics. So they review 400, 500, yes, and it's trends, not just numbers. And can be order error rate, delivery time, SLA, page load time, inventory accuracy, customer support, response time, cart abandonment rate, service uptime, blah, 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 blah. A lot of them. And then they have the ones that are representing the outcomes that they really would like to have focus on. Let's say it's user satisfaction, how our users satisfied, churn rate, is it increasing or decreasing, monthly active users, etc. And they are trying to find this correlation. And sometimes it looks like actually how Gen AI is working, because we have input layers. We give some inputs. Then there is a hidden layers in Gen AI that are with using different weights, doing some, so there are hidden layers, and then so input somehow influence these hidden layers, and then there is another weights that are influence the outcomes. So you can say that what Amazon does on weekly business review is what AI is doing now, and probably they are doing it not manually anymore, but they put it on in AI system, all these 400, 500 metrics, and they see whether there is a correlation with the outcome that they try. Yeah. So just wanted to share this on how you can try to not to get in the trap of having a lot of metrics that doesn't make sense, and actually to focus on the ones that you believe are helping with your outcomes, with what matters, with the value indicators. Any questions to this before we go into closing? Yeah, okay, good. Then we are approaching the closing. I would like to give a word to Margot, and then we will have a few minutes to close the webinar.
Thank you, Dmitry. So actually, I'm here for our Oboard customers. I'm not sure how many of you are in the call, but if you are, please send a message in the chat. So you probably all heard as Oboard we do OKR software, but this spring we are bringing also KPIs into our platform. And this is just one of the views that you will see soon, pretty soon inside the Oboard product. So along with your OKRs, and your OKR custom dashboards, you will be able to maintain also a KPI dashboard. And this way you would also, you would see your health metrics, the things you need to be focused on right now to keep on pulse, and also your super ambitious goals, OKRs you are striving for. So yeah, this is an exciting update. The news would come soon, but this is just a snapshot for our current customers to be aware of it. So thank you very much.
Cool. I'm super happy. I like Oboard tool very much, and I'm super happy that you're adding KPIs. This is what many clients previously asked for. So yeah, well done, team.
Yeah, basically, what we
yeah.
noticed that a lot of customers already used some of the key results to put in their KPIs, because it's nice to have everything in the same place. So yeah, we're bringing it to the platform officially.
Cool. Yeah, thank you, Margot. And then we would really love to hear your feedback. So either to put it in the chat or in the mirror, what are your takeaways, what you would like or dislike? It will help us to improve the meetups in the future, as we are doing it every month. And also there is on the scale from 1 to 5, what is your return on investment on the most precious thing you have in your lifetime? If it was good, around 5, it was bad, around 1, and it was bad, around 1, then please also leave some comment here to the left or in the chat. Thank you all for joining. Have an awesome evening or day ahead of you. See you on our other webinars. Stay tuned. Yeah, sign up for meetup group, also follow Oboard, and yeah, see you in the future.